It's time for Comics and Coffee with Cliff. My guest tonight, Vaughn Coleman.
How's it going?
Now I'm doing vertical mode. We'll be right back after one very important message. And there we are. Good evening. All right. First, I want to shout out to everyone who's a member of the channel. Thank you, because by you contributing to the channel, you're helping me support my local food bank, and I very much appreciate that. So shout out to Comic Toby, Rad Art and Comics, Madam, Billy Powermax, James Abel, Not Near Mint, Legion of Comics, Black Spiders, Adamantium Blade Comics and Collectibles, Vogs, Venom Spawn, Chris the Comic Vet, Garfwong, Jay Margolis, Heroes for Hire Club, John's Comics with Friends, Omnibo, Spidey's Powder Tumblers, Matt Likes Comics, Big Lion Cat, Couchin and Salcha with C Bizzle, who I see you with your month membership in the chat, and I appreciate you. Papa Wheelie, still only 35 cents. Old Wolf 65, The Council of Comics, Anachronic Comics, Matt Spidey, DJ Links, and Dr. Vaughn's Hoots, Comics from the Spiral Dimension. And don't forget, all of you will be in this month's giveaway, which does include this wonderful Spider-Boy slab, which I'm going to show momentarily. And here we go.
Nice.
So this and other fine items are up for members this month. It's signed by John Jang. It's a 9.8. So that should be exciting. And I got another exciting one for next month. And I got something for subscribers too. But you'll have to tune in another time for that. Actually, I'll have to just make a whole separate video explaining the whole thing. All right. In the meantime, also want to say, BCW, if you need stuff to store your comics, protect them, etc., please go over to BCW, use promo code Cliff Comics, and get 10% off your order, and also help contribute to the channel. I very much appreciate it, and I thank you all very much. And now let's see who's actually in our chat. I see C Bizzle's here, and myself is in there, and I don't know who else is watching, but it says we have 10 viewers, so I'm just going to believe it, and I love it. And back to our guest tonight. Here we go. All right, Vaughn, you're here. I've told everyone it's about Phenomenova. I have my Phenomenova cocktail.
Thank you. I'll have to try that myself.
Yes, it's going to be great. I guarantee it. Zars is here. Thank you. Black Spiders also. What is up? I love it.
I didn't see the DM, but I was right by a liquor store today, and I would have grabbed all the ingredients. But I'll have to make that for myself another time. I have to make my own. I call it, because when you see the message 10 minutes before the show and you have to throw together a cocktail, I'll call it the lightning cocktail.
I was so ready. Like, oh my God, we have to reschedule. And I'm like, no, he did it.
No, I did it.
So good. All right. So first up, I'm going to bring up your Kickstarter so you can tell everybody about Phenomenova and how they can jump in now to support issue 3 and still get issues 1 and 2 in the process.
Yeah. And on top of that, if you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to do the campaign or whatever, also, I do have a 20% off sale on my website, which includes merch and stuff. So if you go to rebeloasisstudios.com. But if you want it all at once, there you go. We got Kickstarter Phenomenova right here. Issue 3 should hopefully be out soon. We got like 6 pages. Oh, how many pages do I have left? I think I have like 6 pages left, and then we're done with the book.
Nice.
Moving fast. So that's a 43 pages of story. So Phenomenova is, we got it right here. It's a superhero story set 20 years after World War III and follows initially it follows the son of a veteran who strikes out to become a hero, fails after trying to stop a heist nuclear reactor, and begins his training. But in this issue, we kind of flash back to the reactor as we try and decipher what happened. And we're finally introducing the title team that our main character from the first 2 issues is going to be joining, called Phenomenova. So it's a brand new generation of heroes inspired by those that fought during the war, and we see them try to stop a heist in the reactor.
Excellent. All right, let's play this trailer.
We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, The Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And of
and
course, your website.
Yeah. So, like I said, 20% off physical items, which basically amounts to shipping discount for. So, if you're a backer, don't worry. It's still cover price. It's still the same for the main covers of issue 1 and 2. Now, the variant covers are always limited to the campaigns. So, you'll notice the variant covers are not on my website. So, whatever I have left over is sold at conventions for a higher price. Whatever limited amount is left over, I should say. When they're gone, they're gone. Like I'm already out of one of my issue 1 variant covers. So, if you want those variant covers guaranteed, because I'm going to be printing even less for issue 3, make sure to stop by. There's multiple variant covers for issue 3 now. And of course, backers get it first. I also, because you're introduced to the Phenomenova, most of those characters for the first time, I want to say this issue is new reader friendly. That being said, you'll want the first 2, but yeah, and it's pretty low commitment too. You could get the first 2 issues digitally for just like $2 each if you get them from my website. And then of course issue 3 is, or you could, if you do the catch up digital, you could, get them for $5 each. Normally it's $5 each per digital issue. Right now issues 1 and 2 are $2 each. So also I am on Global Comics.
I like your physical tier. You get issues 1 through 3 in physical for $45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of newcomers, which is always exciting because you want to make sure you're growing. And it seems like I am, which is good because every issue I think is better. Like this is my best issue yet. But like I started writing. So I had the first 8 issues written for a while. And I'm like, you know what? I've rewritten these enough times. I want to write. I started writing issue 9 the other day. And I'm like, you know what? Like I'll look at my stuff. It's funny. I'm revising issue 9. And then I look back at some of my issue 3 stuff. I'm like, oh, I was cooking a bit here. But which is nice, but I'm always improving with every issue. And this issue, not only my artist and I improving as a team, but he's improving as an artist. I'm improving as a writer. There's more action this time around. There's more characters. I threw a lot at the wall with this issue, but I wanted to make sure it's stuck. And that's why I have an editor, because there's so many comics, especially indie comics, or even apparently mainstream, like Batman Hush 2, where they'll just throw a lot of stuff at you. Like, here you go. Like Batman Hush, there's like 8 characters. No, there's more than that in this issue alone that I just read. And I'm like, what is happening? And so making this chaotic mess seem organized has been a ton of fun.
But that's amazing. Because The art's been great. I've seen your double page spread that you even made for a postcard. I think it's amazing.
Oh, dude,
You know,
that was
very talented artist on board.
yeah, I remember writing that scene because there's so much going on that I put in the script that you just see this fire dragon and everything. I know the full context for how it works and how the abilities work. And it's not going to be revealed for a while, potentially a prequel series if we set it during World War III. But I wanted to give you enough for the reader to know and for you to get everything that's important. I remember writing out that detail over and over and over again. My artist just sends a thumbnail, and it was slightly different, but it was better. And it was like kind of the jumping point for the, how our relationship was going to work. And I was just like, run with it. This is amazing. And then my colorist brings it up. And I remember just posting that on Twitter, and just people were like, this Vaughn kid's like, this looks amazing. I know nothing about this book. I'm interested, And that was really exciting. My sign-up list went up like crazy. And to this day, I have that. You've seen it on my table, just a mini print of that. And that drags people in often more than my covers do.
And so it's so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Bird, welcome. Kilted Corgi. Was that a kid in a block of ice?
It
was. Garfwan, welcome. Austin, welcome. I should have your package out tomorrow, I hope. Everybody, welcome aboard. So we got Vaughn Coleman here. His book is Phenomenova. You can find it on Kickstarter for issue 3. And I oh my God, look at this thing.
Oh yeah, dude. My friend who did he was like, oh, you want me to do a cover? Like he wanted to go for more Sienkiewicz kind of look, mixed with David Keane. And I would just like, he was like, I'm just gonna draw something for you, and we could do it. And then I was like, okay, whatever. And then he just starts, it's slowly coming together. He goes, I want to draw something with her. So she can basically, she was the one narrating the trailer. She can absorb information through physical contact, psychometry, but she's deaf and blind. So that's how she sees and hears and all that, is through kind of absorbing the memories of the world in real time, but also absorbing the past, which is how she's able to, the events of this issue are viewed through her. And so he basically got to do this whole montage cover where I just gave a bunch of character information. Like he did iconography related to her backstory, the city. You got bits of, I mentioned she's from Naples, Italy. So we did some of the architecture from her home city. She's works with the detectives. So we just threw a bunch of stuff from her character backstory from the current events of issue 3, just all into one cover. So and we decided, we were like, we were going to color it. And we decided, let's leave it. And let's not even throw out a logo. Let's leave it as is. And
just a fantastic virgin variant.
Mm-hmm. And these all the variant covers are campaign exclusive, and just whatever's left over is going to be sold at cons. But I don't plan on printing much. If anything is left over, count yourselves lucky, and they'll be sold at double price at cons until they're gone. And I go to a lot of cons, so I don't expect them to last. So if you want these covers, best place to get them.
You gotta back this.
You gotta back them. Like I said, they're exclusive.
An extra variant of her. I like that.
Yeah, well, she gave me multiple color schemes, and I was like, screw it, they're both variants. But that one was 48 hours, so you can still get that if you back all 6 covers. That variant, the Sunset, and that's the back cover. Sorry, who's this artist?
Who's unconscious?
So that's the redhead. That's Vivacity. So she is unconscious, and now we're figuring out how did that happen. This is not good. And we see he was frozen in the block of ice. Spoiler alerts, the end of issue 1. That is what happened at the end of issue 1. And now we're revisiting his failures and the resulting ramifications. So somehow between him getting frozen, trying to interfere at a heist, days after getting his superpowers, shockingly, interfering at a heist in the nuclear reactor on your first mission has consequences. This kid's an idiot, right? And so you see now like more experienced hero face the consequences. And part of the mystery is, how did she get there? Is she going to be okay?
Amazing. I mean, again, everything's give all the poor kid frozen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really wanted to beat the main character up. I wanted it to feel like he has to earn the right to be a hero. He got a fast start,
Yeah.
And you see he's got a makeshift costume in issue 1. He's got this like little hoodie. He's like, I described it to my artist. When he threw the helmet on, I thought it was so funny. Like I was like, just imagine a kid who's making a costume with stuff in his house. And he was like, all right, hoodie, helmet, knee pads. And then that's what he's up against, that double page spread of the villains. So this idiot kid thought, oh, I could take them on.
Yeah, I like how you got a fan art contest going on.
Oh yeah, it just ended. But the two winners, keep an eye out though, guys, because I do want every contest, and the winners get featured in the book, and they also get comp copies of whatever the main cover. So I'll do one for issue 4, which I intend to get right into issue 4 after this. Also, day 1
card.
Yeah. So though that's gone now, but day 1 backers, even then for issue 4, day 1 backers always get a free trading card.
That's very cool.
I try my best, especially because, if you're taking advantage on a guy who's never, an IP you've never heard of by a guy you've probably never heard of, I want to make sure you're rewarded, So I always try to do that. And those are mini prints.
Yeah. I like how the villain crew just looks so threatening, and the hero crew like looks so like bold and colorful, and then like these guys are like, yeah, we're killing everything and blowing everything.
Yeah, it was like the heist crew. I knew some of the ones I wanted to include, and when it came to a reactor heist, it was a matter of practicality. And I've had this idea since I was a kid. So over a decade, I have just a list of villains. And I was like, okay, this person can work this. And there were a few things where I'm like, I need someone with these abilities. Oh, I don't have anyone with that. I'll create someone new. And so just kept adding to this villain roster. And I was then comparing the roster, and I'm like, oh, the heroes are screwed. I'm like, good. That's awesome. I love, I want for the villains. I was about to ask you an obvious question. So you've read Mutant Massacre. When the Marauders show up, yes, and you have that splash page, you're like, oh, they're huge. And then more of them keep popping up in you're like, what? That's not even all of them. Sabretooth's one of them. And then they just kept going. You're like, I think there were 11 Marauders. And you're like, oh my God, the X-Men are screwed. And there's that double page splash where they're just killing all of them. Oh man, I think like that. It's, even though it's not a horror comic, there's almost like a horror element in that story. And I wanted the characters to be so outclassed.
It most certainly was.
Yeah.
It was most certainly a situation like that for the comics. For the Mutant Massacre was savage, and it was everywhere. It was like, did Thor just find art?
Yeah, what Thor? When the frogs just bring Thor. The messed up stuff was when the kids, like the power pack, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to the zoo, and I'm like, dude, run! I'm like, kids should not be in this setting. That was messed up. But then power pack in.
To the credit of the power pack, they're pretty powerful, and
they are, but they're also children. I'm like, don't look at this.
Yeah, shout out to John's Comics for Kids, because we're gonna do a Thanksgiving special coming soon. I think when are we doing that? We're doing it Monday night? Are we doing? I can't believe I've lost track. We're doing one soon. It's happening. And we're covering Power Pack issue 19, which is the Thanksgiving issue of Power Pack, which takes place after X-Men 195. And I really wanted to know what was going to happen after 195. So I looked up their Thanksgiving issue, and I was like, we got to do this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is that the one where Wolverine is holding one of them on the cover?
That's 195.
All right, because I have read that one then. Yeah.
Right. And if you remember, Katie Powers tells what's her name, you can be like our special grandma. You can even come for Thanksgiving. So guess what?
The Power Pack issue, I think.
Yeah, Power Pack 19. Katie delivers, and everybody shows up for Thanksgiving. Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Cloak and Dagger.
I don't know if that sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
I just finished Claremont's run a couple months ago, finally.
I love it. I love the whole thing. It's fantastic.
I got to read Power. I've read a few issues of Power Pack, but I haven't read the whole thing. I haven't read this issue. What? Beta Ray Bill? Thor?
Yes, Beta Ray Bill.
This is the best Thanksgiving ever.
It is. It's so good.
Wow. Brett Henderson and Scott Williams did this? What
Yep.
the hell? This is like, I've never heard. This sounds like, all right, I might have to read this.
You may have to read it, and you may have to watch my show coming soon.
I will. Giant-sized issue, too. This is, how have I never heard of this? Legion's in this?
No. That's that's ERG from the Morlocks.
Oh, okay. He looks like Legion. Oh no, but he's got an eye patch, so he's not. So he's legally distinct.
So oh my God, when do I have this scheduled?
Terry Austin.
Perfect. Yeah.
Why are there 3 inkers? Wow, this is an insane issue.
Tuesday the 25th is the Power Pack Thanksgiving special.
That is awesome. I'm trying to think if there's any other like big Thanksgiving issues that are read. I don't think. That's cool.
But yeah, if you could tell, like I've got the Beta Ray cover in the background.
That's dope. Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of my biggest inspirations was Claremont's. Not even I think it was Claremont's X-Men run. So I mean, if you like that, like that's what I was trying to channel that kind of energy with my comic.
Oh, well done. I also see. Like, so yeah, if you want, it looks like if you're going to save money on the physical copies, the $45 on the Kickstarter might be the way to go.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the Kickstarter is still the cheapest if you want to catch up on all 3 physically. Yeah. For digitally, the cheapest option will be 1 and 2 on my website, and then 3 on the Kickstarter. Be the cheapest. And then also all the merch is 20% off as well. Merch is obviously not in the campaign. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, but it is not on the campaign.
Oh, we go all the way up to 4XL. Oh my goodness.
Well, I just saw it. It gave me the option. I was like, yeah, I'm not, why not? So it's print on demand.
Thank you for thinking of the larger population.
Yeah. Makes no difference to me, customers. It's print on demand, so I don't really. I just throw you any option. Like even colors, I give like a bunch of different color options for the shirts. So it's like, oh, you want a shirt of this color? There you go.
No, excellent. That's the best way to keep it going.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to share about this?
Honestly, I think that covers everything I got going. I mean, like I said, that's everything in the campaign. It is 43. So the first issue is, if you notice, $20. Second issue is $10. If you're wondering why it's an odd number so it's not $15 an issue, but it amounts to that because it's like the first issue I wanted to be chunky, right? Because I was like, I want you bought in. You know what it reminded me of is, again, big Claremont fanatic. You know how like New Mutants had a graphic novel where there was Giant Size X-Men, which even though it's basically part of Claremont's run, right? Even though and then you have Excalibur. I was like, well, instead of having to explain to people that number 1 isn't the start, I'm like, let's just make number 1 as chonky and then issue 2 because that's easy. 1 and then 2 instead of. I hate having to explain to people. No, you start with New Mutant, Marvel graphic novel number 4, New Mutants, and then you go to New Mutants number 1. It's like that just. So that's why I did that.
It was like, it's like, buy in now, and we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, and then issue 3 was initially going to be like the same as issue 2, and then I was like looking at all these characters and I'm like, let me expand this. Let me give my artists more breathing room to really show all this in action. And so I did.
Artists definitely took advantage. They definitely.
Oh yeah. I was like, when the villains show up, it was like one panel. I'm like, no, let me make that a double-page spread. I'm like, there we go. So
unbelievable. But yeah, just like that double-page spread, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like interiors, the villains having their march, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that. All right, so then we are going to move into. Oh my God, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go into, holy cow, I have too much media. What's going on here? All right, comic of the week. So I have a lot of eligible candidates for comic of the week. But I'm actually going to give it to Fred Van Liete's take on Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. The only Charlton character that, like, apparently the creator still owns the rights, so he did not go over to DC with everybody else. So though DC like shared the rights to him for a little while, they did not keep him. And again, you've got a fabulous team. This is the icon cover by Alex Ross. Great first issue. Highly recommend. Again, I feel, and it's by Dynamite, so you know, Dynamite has been like all fluff for me, and like, you know, all no substance is what I'm trying to say, right? Except for, I think Space Ghost has been really good. Anyhow, this was a great start. Loved issue 1. Highly recommend. So I'm giving Peter Cannon Thunderbolt my comic of the week status.
You don't want 800 Vaporella covers?
Listen.
For like 8 Vaporella titles a month?
Listen. Until Vampirella starts looking like this.
All right, Vampirella.
Yeah, when Vampirella looks like that, I will be getting all the Vampirella covers.
No, I'm messing with you. No, I remember seeing that even when I was, because I was like, yeah, Vampirella. That's, I wonder why I would be interested in that. And I was like, and then I was like, what? I just want to pick a cover. And there were like 8 different, and there was like, I was like, geez.
I know. And then she's half nude, dripping in blood, full cover. Half nude, dripping in blood, same image, but only the red bikini and the red blood are red. Everything else is black and white. Then the same one again.
Logoless.
Right. The logoless, black and white. Then with a red logo, black and white. Then with a gold logo, gold bikini, black and white.
And none of them tell you anything about the story, by the way.
Right. Who knows what's going on the inside? I'm
like, what is happening in the story? And there was a few where, if I like, honestly, I would gravitate towards, I will say, because I'd love to do like books with those kinds of things. But if you could do a titty book where you also have a cover that tells a story.
Yes.
And you tell a story inside the book too, I would appreciate it. No, but that is cool. I didn't see that one on the shelf. I'll have to.
No, it's great. There's multiple covers, but they're all lovely. Of course, I'm going to gravitate towards Alex Ross.
Alex Ross, yeah.
Alex Ross is of my generation. Kingdom Come and Marvels were it.
I still have to read Marvels. I've read Kingdom Come, but I haven't read Marvels yet. I've been told it's amazing, right? It's essential.
If you like a good sob story with mutants, boy, is Marvel's gonna hit you in the guts.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know me. Mutants' lives are generally sob stories in general.
They usually are. I am really
a good life. And I'm trying to think, what mutants have good lives?
Well, I mean, Scott, he's banged every redhead in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but he also has a head injury where he literally can't look at people.
You know what's really messed up? How many times did they bring him back to life and no one fixed the head injury?
Like
we're just supposed to ignore that. We're just supposed to accept it, like no one could have corrected that.
They injure his head again. They like take him out, like boom.
They're like, no, we cloned him broken. He stays broken. That's how this is gonna work.
Yeah, I've wondered that too. Like, House and Powers of X, I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, yeah. They clone him and he's just like has the same problem. They're not. They also didn't they change? I remember one X-Men annual where it was like they very clearly stated the solar energy converts to a concussive force, which actually that redhead character in Phenomenova is based on that, because I like that idea so much that she absorbs solar energy and absorbs it into a concussive force. But I'm not retconning the difference between me and Marvel with Cyclops. I'm not changing it to a punch dimension. She doesn't have a punch dimension, okay? I'm sticking with the solar energy. Because I remember it's a mud dimension, right?
They are some weird dimension, yes.
It's like he takes it off and it's a portal to the punch dimension. Why is it so complicated? It's just he has a beam from his eyes. Why is it so overly complicated?
Because someone wanted to just make it better or put their edge on it,
Yeah.
But like, it's enough that solar energy can concussive force. End of story.
I agree.
The punch dimension is a dimension of pure, endless kinetic energy.
Or
It was briefly accessed by America Chavez, who used it against the invading Chitauri and killed the Leviathan. This dimension is reference to an infamous explanation for the powers of the X-Man Cyclops that originated in the first print of the original Marvel Handbook. But here's what's funny. If that's coming from the punch dimension and his mutant power is simply accessing that, then how come his brother is immune to it?
It doesn't make any sense. Why is it so complicated? It's just an I-beam. Why is it so complicated?
No, it's unnecessarily complicated.
Also, him and his brother, their powers are like energy related, but their powers, like, it doesn't make sense for them to be immune to each other because one is cosmic rays and the other is
right. But the fact that they're like brothers is what makes it immune. And by the way, the cosmic ray thing, it's still solar energy.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
science was my weakness in high school. I was horrible at science.
Yeah, but like it's still. Well, I'm just saying the way some people wrote it, it's like it's still solar energy. They're brothers. They cancel each other out, and I liked it that way.
Yeah,
especially
me too.
When Vulcan showed up, and Vulcan was like nearly unlimited power, but like canceled out when he messed with the two of them. So some people pay attention to stuff and try to make it good, and other people they go and write hush to.
I'm holding out hope, and it makes sense. By how many issues is it?
It hasn't.
How many issues is it?
Too many. Because I think it's supposed to be a 12-parter in 2 6-issue blocks.
All right, well, we're close to the first 6 issue. We're at issue, I think we're at 5. It's maybe, or are we on 4? I don't even know.
I think we're on part 5 because we took a break at 4.
Yeah.
They really put on the covers which chapter we're on.
Yeah, wait, what? They really... Oh, yeah, they don't. Yeah. Because I forgot. I'm like, all right. Wait, why is he wanted? That didn't happen in the issue. Batman's wanted?
It doesn't have to make sense.
I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh, he's going to be wanted. Now I'm looking. No. What? I was really holding out. My first comic ever read was Batman Hush. So I was like, I did think it was weird that it was Hush too, because Heart of Hush gets no love, and I love that story.
Yep. It deserves love because this is terrible. It deserves love.
Hopefully he'll get more love now. I'll be like, hey guys.
Oh my God, there's an R-rated Aztec Batman Clash of Empires available on digital now.
What?
What? Like, how do they just sneakily just like not talk about it?
R-rated?
Yeah.
Why is he Aztec? What? Batman's everything, I guess. Whatever makes money, man. Well, apparently Batman was it Ninja? Apparently that was really good.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I'm sure it was. That is weird.
This issue is so freaking insane. Damian lassoed up his father, is pulling him through the streets and screaming yippee-ki-yay.
That was insane to me. I was like, how is this real?
Like, I'm like, Damian loves his dad more than anything. What are we even doing here?
I was never a huge fan of Damian, but to be fair, that's because I'm a Tim Drake simp, and I do need to, I admit that. And I do need to read the stuff because I noticed that tends to be, maybe I've just read all the wrong stuff with Damian Wayne, and I'll fully admit that.
In the Batman gang war BS, Damian clung to his father as wrong as his father was, clung to him for dear life, and this just makes no sense in contrast.
Yeah. Well, my point is that they're doing me no favors by they're trying to win me to Damian's side. Also, it feels like this whole story is Batman just explaining what's going on, except but it's like almost like you're supposed to go, oh, Batman's saying it, therefore it makes sense. But it doesn't make sense. But when Batman says it, I'm supposed to go, oh, okay. Yes, Batman. Well, all right. So that is not my comic of the week. Neither is it yours, but we both read it. My comic of the week was one of the ones on the stand sitting next to it. My local comic shop, by the way, is Jay and Silent Bob's.
Really?
Yeah, that's my LCS. But
That's
I got
nice.
Turtle X Godzilla, which I didn't even know that was a thing. But I like the Turtles. I like Godzilla. I saw this on the shelf, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Two things I like come together, and it's cool. So in this, I assume this isn't canon to the mythos. What I assume is that they're doing the kind of new Teen Titans X-Men deal where they pretend like it was in the same universe the whole time, and you just believe it for the duration of that. That's what they're doing with this. We're like, oh yeah, they did the whole time. Yeah. So they retcon. Have you read this?
No, I have not. But
you should. So they basically are like, oh yeah, the Foot Clan was created. Didn't you know they were created to fight Godzilla? You didn't know that?
God.
I'm like, so that's what we're dealing with. I'm like, okay, this is kind of like, so it's that kind of fun. And you could also tell they were like, all right, what are all the well-known 80s TMNT? They're like, all right, let's put Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, let's put Casey, let's put everyone in this issue. And so you could tell this is just made pure for the fans. Like, don't expect anything intellectual. And I wasn't. And so I had a pleasant time, and there's going to be an issue 2. So I'm bought in for issue 2. That is my comic of the week. And it looks like they also are, like they've referenced Rodan. Like, I don't know if you're a Godzilla guy. I love Godzilla. Like, I love Mothra. I love Ghidorah. They had Anguirus. And they had a bunch of others. Like, even Hedorah is mentioned. Like, I love kaiju stuff. So.
I'm a big fan of the films.
Yeah, so they had like, if you look at this, you need to get this book then, because if you look at it, they have like, even in the background, they'll have panels of like, oh, wait a minute, this guy was in this movie. This guy, like, Hedorah is there. Space Godzilla is mentioned. Who else? Like, a lot of them were mentioned. I was like, wow, they're really, you could tell, I think it was Tim Seeley wrote this. You could tell he was a fan. He was like, throw this guy in there. This guy.
Yeah.
And so
this is amazing. We're gonna make it hang. We're gonna fit this all in there.
So this is like a fanboy wet dream. Like, it's not an intellectual story, but I wasn't looking for that with Godzilla vs. Teen. I wasn't even looking for this book. But when I saw it, I knew I wanted it, and I'm very glad I bought it. So high recommend from me.
Godzilla versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Not a fair fight at all, by the way.
No, but it still sounds amazing.
It's a fun read. It's a fun read. The Foot Clan retcon, like, let me know right off the bat. I'm like, this is the kind of story we're into. Like, oh, don't you know? I'm like, why would you use samurai sword with them? Why? What? What? Doesn't make any sense.
I just think it's insane that, like, the Foot Clan was always here to defeat Godzilla. Really?
I was like, this is so like. But it knows what it is. And so I appreciated that.
My goodness.
Oh my God. There's this one pun at the all right.
Is Shredder also trying to manipulate Godzilla into getting a new mutant gen? Is that like part of the plot?
All right. Do you want me to tell you something? There's Krang is making his own kaiju called Kaijutagen.
Oh. My word.
So that is what you can expect from this issue. So I can't wait to see it.
Well, then the horrors will never cease. Never.
No, it is, yeah. So that is my pick for the week.
That is, I celebrate that. I celebrate that.
It's
all right.
Apologetically goofy, so I like that.
That's okay. Like, I listen, there's some goofy ass stuff that I really love, but also, like, my pockets have severe limitations. So I like, and I have like a hardcore love of the Superman family. So, like, that will always come first, and then everything else ends up on the chopping block. But, like, beautiful covers this week for Supergirl and Action Comics. Beautiful. All right, now we move into heavier duty territory with the Bussy Buster. So I guess it's only appropriate that my Bussy Buster for this week should be related to someone who has multiple sexcapades across the Marvel Universe. And that would be for Star Fox.
Oh,
This is not his first appearance. This
it's
is
not?
this is where he joins the Avengers and takes the name Star Fox as his code name. Oh, this thing never works.
Nice.
I gotta try and make this work for people who are watching this on the other manner. But I had a loose copy of this, and I was going to send it to be submitted, but then I won this on an auction for $30, which is much cheaper than sending my book in to be graded and slabbed. So that's it. It's Avengers 232. Star Fox joins the Avengers. Janet Van Dyne gives him the name Star Fox. It's all here. That's my I'm super happy to add it to the collection this week.
It's good picks. Good picks. So I don't have a new one to add to the collection this week. But I just figured, you know what, first I'm I'll show off my baby. Now, this isn't even my favorite issue, but it's my favorite issue. And I reckon everyone should get this if you like getting signatures. That is the main reason I got this. I've read it online digitally. But if you bring this to any convention, chances are you'll run across someone who worked in this video, because everyone ever worked in this issue. That's the credits list. That is this one right here. It was the charity issue, the X-Men charity issue they did. I don't know if you guys have ever read this. But they brought on like a new creative team every like 2 pages. So it was like everyone worked on it. It was part of Claremont's run, but it's like a self-contained issue. And I had Ann Nesenti, Chris Claremont, Jim Shooter, Klaus Janson, Bob Sharon, Michael Golden, Al Milgram, Art Adams, Mike Barron, Louise Simonson, Roy Thomas, Terry Cavill, Rubenstein. So I have like a bunch of signatures on here. Everyone worked on this issue, even down to like Stephen King wrote a few. Harlan Ellison wrote 3 pages. Like, it's insane the amount of people that they got on here.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal book to get a lot of tears on. My friend has a print, right? Mm-hmm. That is from the oh my God, why is the name escaping me of the artist? Oh my God. It's gonna come to me. I think it involves Green Arrow for some reason. Neil Adams. There we go. So he's got this print by Neil Adams, and he had the print signed by Neil Adams first, right? Before he passed away. Mm-hmm. And now he's gotten everybody who's ever worked on Green Lantern that's still alive today. He's got them signing it, and it's just an insane amount of figures. But I do have a lot of friends who'll get like those anthology books, like a Christmas DC special or a Marvel Christmas special, and they'll just hit people up and get all the autographs on there. And I think it's great. I think it's a super fun part of collecting.
So that was part of why it's been a while since I've gotten a signature, but that is probably one of my favorites for that reason, and because it's constantly getting better with every new signature that I have.
Absolutely. All right, so this is the part where we put you on the spot.
All right.
It is time for... Oh, my God, I'm doing this wrong again. Hold on. And... There we go, the 5-finger shuffle. I'm just giving up on this, like, not working on for people who are streaming, vertically.
Yeah, so my 5... So I'll cheat a little bit. I'm going to give my big one. The Claremont X-Men run is one of my 5, which that includes, I'm cheating. I'm including the whole 17 years worth, and I'm also extra cheating because I'm also going to throw in New Mutants as part of that. At the very least, Claremont's run on New Mutants, which I think is the first 4 issues. So, but it's starting with Giant Size X-Men #1. There's reading orders you could follow. His whole run. I finished it. You get to see not only the X-Men evolve, but you see how the comic industry evolved into what it is today with all the spin-offs and miniseries and crossover events with Mutant Massacre and Inferno and Fallen Mutants and, you know, all that. And I think, like, to me, that was a masterclass in understanding comic book storytelling on a multitude of levels, not only from the writing and the artwork, but also from just understanding how to link several titles together, how to do long running character arcs, how to balance, especially Phenomenova issue 3. I wanted to bring in a bunch of villains and a bunch of heroes, but make it not feel like it was too much. And I would always like go back and be like, how did he have this many characters? And I'd look at it and be like, oh, so all right. So this is just masterclass in comic book storytelling. And it was the run. I was at film school at the time, and I had read comics before, but it was the one that made me go, yeah, this is the medium for me as a writer. This is what I want to do. Was that run. So Claremont X-Men run. And then when I say just the most solid run, even people that have never read comics before in their lives, I tell them to read Frank Miller's Daredevil run, and also the Elektra stuff too. Everything can be found in these 3 omnibuses. I actually did a video. If you go to my channel, it's my name, Vaughn Coleman. You could find my definitive Frank Miller Daredevil reading order. In my opinion, what you should do. This run, there's not a single bad issue in here. It includes some graphic novels, everything from Born Again, The Man Without Fear, that miniseries, Elektra Assassin, Love and War, which is often looked over. That is a good one too. Just cannot recommend this enough. Stellar.
I can't believe I did not find your YouTube channel until you just mentioned it. I was like, oh, why wasn't this easier for me to find?
It's okay. You go back far enough, you'll find my like little squeaker voice videos when I was like in middle school.
Oh my.
Then another one. So I mentioned I'm a Tim Drake simp, and that is solely I do need to read the whole 90s run, like the Dixon run. I want to read all the 90s Batman stuff in general. But that all starts with so I got the Death in the Family trade when I was first getting into Batman and once gets the most essential, and obviously that was good. But it had this other story after Death in the Family that is better than Death in the Family. That is, and I didn't know about this story, A Lonely Place of Dying, where Tim Drake becomes Robin.
The introduction of Tim Drake.
No one puts this on their Batman top 10 list ever. And it is one of my top 5.
How dare they? Also, we're going to zoom in on me for a moment. Because you see that?
Good stuff.
And it's signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Incredible, dude. It's this mini series. I remember I was always like, oh, well, I like Batman, Robin fine, but is he like really the bat? And I'm like, yeah, this is why not only why Robin is essential, but why Tim Drake is essential. Tim Drake, it's the ultimate argument for not only why Batman needs Robin. Every time I hear someone say it, I go, have you read A Lonely Place of Dying? They always say no. I'm like, there you go. You're A Lonely Place of Dying. And also,
to the culture? What's happening to the culture that we're not talking about?
It's been happening forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've said this many times. I'll say it again. If I ever got the chance to make a Batman movie, I'd probably change some things here and there, but I would do A Lonely Place of Dying, some version of that. Because it perfectly, if you're a newcomer and you want to know the history of those 3 Robins, sums it up. Tim Drake brings it all together, and he earns the right to be Robin and proves why Batman needs him. I love this story so much. And it's also, again, I was writing young teenage superheroes, and I was like, who are some that really grabbed me? He came off the heels of a Robin that fans hated, and they won him. I'm like, how did they win him over this? And it's such a masterclass. I have to reread it, but oh my God, like it is so good. And it's never in the top 10 lists of Batman stories. And it's always going to be in mine. I can't recommend.
It's a great crossover because like, we don't retrace just Batman steps. We retrace the Nightwing steps. It crosses over into the Teen Titans. Like it's in there.
It is so good. It is so good. And again, newcomer friendly too. But I love it. Now some other run. I haven't finished these runs, but I've read the first 28 plus issues of. Speaking of it, perfect transition. New Teen Titans. I haven't gotten to the Judas Contract yet, but I've read the first 4 volumes, and I'm like, yep, this deserves the hype it gets. Also, bonus, not part of my 5, but read the X-Men Teen Titans crossover. It's awesome. But New Teen Titans, read that from the beginning. The character dynamics are so good. The characters are great. I mean, it had 7 characters of the team, which I feel like 7 is almost a magic number, right? But it never feels too crowded somehow.
Yeah.
Perez is a storytelling god visually. Even Wolfman would say that he would like add panels to the page and make his job harder to tell the story. He could add like a million characters in like a panel and make it work. I'm like, dude, like, how are you doing? And Wolfman, first of all, quick rant. Why is Wolfman? Everyone praises his stories as some of the best, like Crisis on Infinite Earths, New Teen Titans. Why is he never on top 10 writers list ever? I never see him. He's in my top 5.
In the meantime, when X-Men was number 1, his freaking New Teen Titans was number 1.
And no one puts him on top 10 lists ever.
Right. And no one puts him, no, because they're not thinking about it. The 2 top-selling comics of the era were New Teen Titans and Uncanny X-Men, to the point where they agreed to do a crossover.
So before the Avengers and Justice League, which is insane to think about today.
Yes. So with all that, by the way, I love the Superman popcorn bucket behind you. It's fantastic.
I saw it in the theater. I was like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, like I love it. I saw it at the theater and I was like, no, must save for comics. Get away. But I love Superman. And everybody who was around me walking around with one, I'm like, I hate you. But no, seriously, Wolfman is so great. He's told so many great stories, and I don't understand. DC never gets the love, and people love Deathstroke. People love Vigilante, but it's never Marvel level love. You know, it's really fantastic, and it's a really fantastic observation. Yes.
Yeah,
you know But that's what we need. I need to work on a top 10 night where it's DC focused. That's what I got to do.
Yeah, I used to read more DC, especially the graphic novels, but I haven't read any like super long runs with DC. New Teen Titans probably going to be, I'm going to dive into that. And then I want to dive into everything 90s Batman as well. But closing it off, I'm going to go with this one I've been reading, and I'm actually close to finishing. I've been marathoning recently, digitally on Global Comics, which my comic is on there as well, Phenomenova. But I was actually a staff pick for a little bit, but I'm going to get the omnibuses, but that is Invincible. I have been enthralled.
Yes, Invincible. Yes.
I have been reading it. And at first I was like, well, okay, it takes a few issues to get going. But once it goes, and I was like, I hit the Viltrumite War, and I was like, this is one of my favorite. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I was like, it went there. And then I was like, is it just going to peak here? And it kept. And I was like, this week, I've read 20-something issues. I'm reading Invincible Universe right now before I dive back in. I have just been enthralled. I read all the Flaxen stuff. I think last issue I read was 102. It's like it keeps going. Kirkman is so good. His dialogue is great too. And here's the thing, even when he does something that doesn't work, I'll be like, it's okay. It's fast-paced enough where you can kind of move on. I really liked it. And you could tell he was someone who grew up with the Claremont stuff. Like the kind of throwing stuff up, and I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Like that kind of storytelling.
And he really does get to it. There's so many things we're like, oh, that's a loose end. No, it's not. It came back.
No, it comes back.
You're like, I didn't know that you were going to hit me with it in the 30-year later arc. Oh,
yeah. I didn't know there was a 30-year later arc, so I'll have to get to it.
I know it's a joke because obviously there's time jumps, right? So like when there's a time jump, you're like, oh my God, he's beating my emotions. He took something that was supposed to happen 15 years ago and slapped me over the head with it.
Yeah.
He will drop a truck on you nonstop, Kirkman. Nonstop. If you thought he dropped trucks on you for Walking Dead, he drops trucks on you for freaking Invincible.
I like the show Walking Dead. I would always be one of those fans that would research stuff online, but I would never actually read the comics, and I should have. And I'll probably get to it eventually.
And in many ways, the comics are better.
The show fell off.
But they keep making sequels.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Did you end or not? Make up your mind. Those are my top 5. So Invincible, New Teen Titans, Claremont's X-Men, Frank Miller's Daredevil, and A Lonely Place of Dying.
Absolutely. Phenomenal stuff. Oh my God. Well, I want to thank you. I'm going to update the video description later so people can find your channel, your IG, and of course your websites. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Oh, I got to put the recipe for the cocktail in it too, because that's going to be a lot of fun. So Vaughn, I hope to see you at a local con soon enough again. Actually, do you have any cons coming up?
I'm going to be at Garden State Comic Fest Vineland this weekend, and then I'll be at Saratoga Comic Con next weekend.
Okay, so you're just going to choose places that are 3 hours too far from me. All right, but actually, I could have seen you in Saratoga, but I will be performing my nephew's wedding ceremony next weekend, so I will not be around, you know.
All right, well, I'll be at a lot of East Coast stuff.
I know you will. I'll find you again, and I'll and next payday I'll back your Kickstarter.
All right, thank you.
So everyone, thanks for joining us. Black Spiders, Kenneth, John, Dante, Kobe, Austin, LeMay. I love you folks. You have a great night. Thank you again to Vaughn. And remember, read your comics, and I love you. Peace.